Hi everyone, and welcome back to Uniquely Grace Designs. I am Grace, and I'm here today to show you how I turned this lavender color into a bone white. Bone white is a grayish cream color that is basically the color of dried bones. I know it's Halloween time, and I hope you're watching this video any time of the year, because bone white actually is a color you can use any time of the year. So this would be great for Halloween projects, but I'm actually going to be using it on a piece of furniture next, and I'll show you that in a new video. Here's my color chart for bone white. So I underestimated the power of the pigment in my paints, and I'm going to end up having to add a lot of white to my mix. I started off with 12 parts, and down here I wound up with 48 parts white. To the 1 part yellow and 1 part lavender, I wound up in this final color. So that's a lot of white, but that's okay because this is what I really wanted. So what I do with these cards is I write down my recipe as it progresses, and if I notice I need a lot of something, I'll just double it up. So I went from 12 to 24 to 48 here, and then I finally added my last little bit of lavender. That color I told you that was going to wind up in a cream is down here at the bottom. Now I used my handy dandy color wheel. It's on this side. I found my yellow, and I actually have a color very similar to this top intensity, and how it lightens as you add white. So right across from that is lavender right here, and that will neutralize it. It turns it into like a grayish neutral, and that way it'll even out the tones and it won't be so bright. It'll actually be more of a slightly grayish hue, which is what I need for that bone color. So let's get started mixing.
Today I'm going to be working with Terabella paints. So first we're going to use our daffodil, then snowfall, and lavender. Lavender is a custom mix. You will need a freezer Ziploc bag, mixing the perfect color card printable, measuring tools, and let's get started. I usually turn the bag inside out about halfway, and I put all the paint into one corner. This recipe kind of gets out of hand with the white, so at the end of this video I will show you the full recipe and how it worked out. The beautiful color of daffodil is up next, and I'll only be adding 1 part of daffodil to this mix. My favorite color in the whole wide world is next, lavender. I love purple, it's my absolute favorite. Here I'm only putting half of it a part into the mix, and later I will add a second half, so that way it'll be a whole part eventually. And now it's time to mix it up. So using the back side of the spoon, I scrape into the corner all the paint, and then I twist the baggie on the outside of the paint, leaving some excess material to be able to mush around and really mix it up inside that corner. Now I'm not mixing it harsh. I know it looks like it is. The video is sped up for your convenience, so gently mix that corner of the baggie so you don't poke any holes into it or pop it open. This color isn't quite what I want yet, so I'm going to add some more white before I even take a sample of it for my mixing the perfect color card. I have grossly underestimated the power of the pigment in the yellow and the lavender, and now I'm already up to 12 parts of white. This is one reason why I start off with a very small measurement to begin with, so I'm not wasting a lot of paint. And ultimately what I'll do is take the paint from this baggie and mix it into my larger batch that I will mix for my pieces of furniture later. Grabbing my card, mixing the perfect color that's a printable for my website, I've already filled out Bone White and Terabella brand on the top. Now I'm filling out Snowfall, Daffodil, and Lavender as the colors that I'm mixing this formula. I'm also taking a sample of each of the colors and putting it in a little dab next to the color name so I can use maybe a different brand later to mix this color if I can match those 3. Here I have 12 parts Snowfall, 1 part Daffodil, and half a part Lavender in this first mix. And it's just not the right color yet. not quite light enough, I'm going to add more white. You'll see this is a trend for this video. My plan here is to double the white. So what I've done, since I was using 1/4 of a teaspoon, I'm now using the full teaspoon size, and I'm only having to do a few spoonfuls instead of 12 more. All right, let's see how this looks. So now we're at 24 parts snowfall, 1 part daffodil, and 1/2 a part of lavender. And it is quite a bit lighter, but it's still not that bone white that I'm looking for. And you guessed it, I'm adding more white. I'm doubling it again. Now remember, my measurements in parts is 1/4 of a teaspoon is 1 part, and I've got 1 daffodil and 1/2 a lavender in there right now. So I'm currently to 48 parts snowfall, and in the end I added another 1/2 of a part for lavender, equaling a whole part lavender.
All right, so as you can see, I added a teeny tiny bit of yellow and a teeny tiny bit of lavender and a whole lot of white to come up with this color palette. My favorite color for this one is the grayish white here at the bottom, and so I usually paint that color across the top of my card, and these cards are actually free printables that you can get on my website. So the link is in the description below, so make sure you check that out. Also, if you enjoyed this video or any of my other color videos, home decor DIY videos, or furniture painting videos, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to my channel, hit the little bell notification, and subscribe to all. You don't want to miss anything that I'm creating, because I hope at some point I'm inspiring you to create too. And remember, you got this, and I got you. Have a great day. Thank you for joining me today. Bye-bye. Cheers.